In Florida, you're on with Jenna and Matt.
Hi, Carlos.
Hey, how you doing?
Well, let's see.
In all fairness, I mean, you guys didn't really give these guys an opportunity to explain their perspective on slavery.
What's your perspective on slavery?
Is it immoral to own people as property?
It is absolutely immoral.
So, okay, then we were already at a better starting point than we were with the other two.
Now, does the Bible allow and permit the owning of other human beings as property?
The Old Testament allows it. Yes.
Okay, why couldn't you just say yes?
Well, because there's a difference in that distinction.
Does the New Testament change the rules on slavery?
Correct.
Where?
Well, I can't give you the
You're damn right you can't, because it doesn't. And also, why would God be so wrong about... Shut up. Why would God be so wrong about slavery for so long and then correct it?
Brother, listen, there's no reason to open up a dialogue like that. You're trying to...
Yeah.
This show's going to end really quickly because theists cannot be honest on this subject. And they don't know what their Bible says. And I don't need to go through this. I've already done 25,000 talks on slavery.
Yep. There's a lot of older videos y'all can all three go watch. Just type Matt Dillahunty slavery.
I'm sure by next month somebody will put together a 6-hour Here's Matt on slavery. And the number of times I ask people, is it immoral to own people? And very few times will we get a yes, clearly, and quickly. See, the truth of the matter is the Bible advocates slavery. Oh, wait, you said advocates, Matt. It doesn't say that you should have slaves. It not only does not say that you should not have slaves, it specifically tells you to buy your slaves from the heathen that surround you. It has a separate set of rules for Jewish slaves than it does for non-Jewish slaves. It allows you to beat your slaves as long as they don't die within a couple days. It allows you to pass them on to your children because they are your money or property. It is a parade of injustice. And when somebody calls in and say, oh, that's the Old Testament. Well, the New Testament doesn't change that. Jesus doesn't say a word about, hey, you know what? You know that stuff we wrote in Exodus where the Father said that you can own slaves? That was wrong. I don't know who wrote that down, but let's correct that right now. Slavery has been going on for generations and generations and generations, and you guys have used this book to say that slavery is okay, and I, Jesus Christ, am here to tell you today, you guys got it wrong, and slavery is not moral. What kind of weak-ass God fails to correct such an obvious error? What kind of weak-ass God creates a 10 Commandments where the first one is, I'm your daddy, worship me, don't have any other gods before me, don't have any idols. And then there's a couple good ones like, don't lie, don't kill, but don't covet. Well, coveting is what the United States runs on, and it's what motivates people, hey, to keep up with the Joneses. Why isn't there one of the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not own a human being? Oh, gosh, we didn't think of that. It's embarrassing. It's the reason that I harp on this one thing. Oh, well, you didn't give them a chance to finish. You're damn right I didn't, because we've talked about it ad nauseum. And if you call in and you want to talk about slavery, and you say anything other than slavery is immoral, and then explain why the Bible is advocating for something that is immoral, I don't need to talk to you. Nobody does, because you have sacrificed your morals and your humanity on the altar of a fictional God that is a jackass to women, to minorities, to non-Jews, etc., that advocates for infinite torment for finite crimes, that has a blood magic obsession of bring forward to me the animals and cut them open and burn them so that the pleasing smell of their blood. It's not barbecue. It is supposed to be a path for remission of sins. Oh, well, we've killed too many of the animals, so now I'm going to come down and take human form and sacrifice myself to myself as the ultimate sacrifice. So it's just nonsense. And if you don't see that you are advocating for a book that clearly has immoral passages in there, you should pay attention. But if you're the type of theist, if you're the type of Christian, because I'm not going to beat Muslims up for what the Christian Bible says. If you're the type of Christian that thinks there are things in the Bible that are wrong, as is the case when Ray Comfort called in years ago, and I talked to him about slavery, and Ray's answer was, well, I don't believe everything that's in the Bible. And that's a great answer. except for one big problem. What method do you use to figure out which parts of the Bible are right and which ones are wrong? If Moses writes 613 commandments, which ones do you get to ignore and why? If the Bible lets you have slaves and you don't think that's moral, which of the other things do you get to dismiss? And the truth is, every one of you Christians sitting out there, has invented a religion and a God of your own. You agree with the things that your conscience tells you is correct. I remember as a kid running around every time we'd move and we'd have to go pick out a new church. And we would go and we would visit a number of churches. You know which one we ended up with? Whatever one my mom liked the preacher best at. Mm-hmm. There was no criteria for determining who is actually preaching the word. It was which one made me feel better.
Or closer.
Well, yeah, which one was closest to the house? Which one made me feel better? Which one had the more charismatic sort of minister? Which one had more children at the church for my children to play with? Stop bullshitting yourselves and stop bullshitting the rest of us. You have no mechanism for determining what in the Bible you should accept and what you shouldn't. So you either need to take it all or throw it the fuck out. And that's exactly what the rest of us have done. And we're waiting for you to re-embrace your humanity and come and join us in the 21st century, because there's big shit coming down the pike and your religion is standing in the way of us coming to the right conclusions and being able to work cooperatively toward a better world.